rose at Virginia. I hope to win ya, sweetheart mine.
Happy New Year! And live from the McLaughlin Performance Theater here at the birthplace of Country Music Museum, I'm your host, Farm and Fun Timer Chris Trulson, welcoming you to another Radio Bristol's Farm and Fun Time. Happy New Year, everybody. We've got another packed house, as usual. Another sold-out show for a very good reason, as tonight's show is a mighty special one. Tonight, we are celebrating the Appalachian ballad tradition. A tradition as diverse as the people who sing them. Ballads are often described as a narrative through song. Songs with a beginning, a middle, and an end, often passed down knee to knee from generation to generation. As we all know, they have been a vital part of our region right here in central Appalachia. And as you'll find tonight, the idea of what balladry represents greatly varies. They can come in many different forms, and that very notion was highlighted on a recent record release called Big Bend Killing, a project released in conjunction with the Great Smoky Mountain Association, and we are specifically going to be highlighting that release this evening with a whole bunch of fantastic artists that were on that record, that project. So without further ado, tonight's featured acts include West Virginia songwriter John Lilly. We've got Rural Retreats' Elizabeth LaPrelle. The ETSU Old Time Ramblers are here. And, of course, we've got Tri-City's very own, the super talented Amythyst Kiah. And we also have producers of the record Big Bend Killing on the program this evening. Ted Olson and Roy Andrade are going to be here to give us some background into the ballad tradition and specifically background into this project. So we're really excited about it. And of course, folks, we have Bill and the Bells here as well. We're your house band. And we're going to jump right on into it. As I said, balladry is a diverse thing, and it can mean a whole lot of different things. The song that we're going to play for you is definitely one that folks probably don't apply as a ballad. But it has a beginning, it has a middle, it has an end. It's good enough for us. This might be one of the newest songs you're going to hear tonight. This one was written in 1881. And it's called When I Had But 50 Cents. Took my gal to a fancy ball. It was a social hop. We stayed all night until the break of daylight. Waited till the music stopped. And to a restaurant we went. It was the finest on the street. Said she wasn't hungry, but this is what she eat. A dozen raw, a plate of slaw, chicken and a roast, asparagus with applesauce, soft-shell crab and toast, a big box stew and crackers too. Her appetite was immense. When she called for pie, I thought I'd die, for I had but 50 cents. She said she wasn't hungry and didn't care to eat. I kept my money in my clothes to bet she can't be beat. She took it in so cozy, she had an awful tank. Said she wasn't thirsty, but this is what she drank. A glass of ale, a gin cocktail, it made me shake with fear. A ginger pop with rum on top and a schooner of beer. A whiskey skin, a glass of gin, she should have had more sense. When she called for more, I fell on the floor, for I had but 50 cents. To eat. friends around and that we'd have some fun. But I showed the man my 50 cents, and this is what he'd done. He mashed my nose, he tore my clothes, and he hit me on the jaw. Gave me a prize of a pair of black eyes, and with me swept the floor. Grabbed me where my pants were loose, and then he threw me through the fence. Take my advice, don't try it twice when you have but 50 cents. All right, when you have but 50 cents. A sorry, sorry tale. Speaking of sorry tales, we'll play another one. This is one that we recorded on the project Big Bend Killing. And another one you probably don't think of as a ballad, but it is. This one goes way, way back. It's the most tragic love song I've ever heard. It's called Froggy Went a Courtin'.
1, 2, 1, 2.
Mr. Frog went a courting and he did right. Sword and a pistol by his side. He rid up to Miss Mousie's door. He rid up to Miss Mousie's door. He knocked so hard till he made it roar. Oh, Miss Mousie, are you within? Oh, Miss Mousie, are you within? Yes, kind sir, I dawn and spin. Oh, Miss Mousie, will you marry me? Oh, Miss Mousie, will you marry me? Yes, kind sir, just wait and see. Where shall the wedding be? Where shall the wedding be? Way down yonder in a holler tree. First guest was Mr. Bumblebee. First guest was Mr. Bumblebee. He danced all night with the little black flea. Mr. Frog went swimming across the lake. Mr. Frog went swimming across the lake. He got swallowed by a big black snake. This puts an end to the 1, 2, 3. This puts an end to the 1, 2, 3. The frog and the flea and the bumblebee.
All right, Froggy went a courtin'. A real pick-me-up. And speaking of a pick-me-up, it's time for a word from our tremendous sponsor, Eastman Credit Union.
Hi there, how you doing? Hope you don't mind us crooning about Eastman Credit Union. They're the reason that you're able to tune in. If you like all the things that we're doing, let them know how much you're approving. Say thank you, Eastman Credit Union.
Yes, tell them thanks for their support of Radio Bristol's Farm and Fun Time. Remember, ECU is there for you. From using your phone to transfer money, making a deposit, signing loan documents from anywhere. For more information, visit ECU.org and join Farm and Fun Time in saying,
Thank you, Eastman Credit Union.
hey, thanks. Eastman Credit Union for your generous support of Farm and Fun Time. All right, to give us some context for tonight's show, we have with us historian Ted Olson, one of the producers behind Big Ben Killing, the Appalachian Ballad Tradition, recorded at East Tennessee State University as well as other locations. Big Ben Killing drew from the expertise of the project's production team with Roy Andrade, Ben Bateson, and John Fleener, and the album showcases the musical talents of many of the world's finest ballad singers, unlike Bill and the Bells. The album, not just kidding. I wasn't going for pity. The album not only celebrates and interprets the Appalachian ballad tradition, but also raises funds for Great Smoky Mountains National Park. Ted has also produced and written liner notes for a number of documentary recordings of Appalachian music, including box sets compiling and interpreting the Bristol Sessions, the Johnson City Sessions, the Knoxville Sessions, and the 50s era recordings of Tennessee Ernie Ford. Please welcome to Farm and Fun Time, Ted Olson, everybody.
Thank you. Wonderful to hear Bill and the Bells, and looking forward to hearing all the other wonderful acts tonight. Thank you for being here tonight to celebrate Appalachian balladry. This project, Big Ben Killing, the Appalachian ballad tradition, followed up another project I'll quickly mention, On Top of Old Smoky, new old-time Smoky Mountain music. We have a small team of dedicated people at East Tennessee State University. They were acknowledged by Chris. 3 out of the 4 of them are here tonight, Roy Andrade and Ben Bateson. Let's give them a round of applause for all their work. The other gentleman, John Fleener, could not be with us tonight, but we put this CD out a few years ago, featuring Dolly Parton, Norman Blake, and many, many other wonderful artists interpreting Smoky Mountain music traditions. It came clear that one important aspect of the Appalachian music story just couldn't be easily squeezed onto a single CD set. So, lo and behold, we were given permission to do a larger project devoted entirely to those very lengthy, very kind of full narrative stories that are sung, known as ballads. So this is a collection, Big Ben Killing, the Appalachian ballad tradition, comprised of 32 songs that tell stories, traditional ballads. Some of these ballads date back thousands of years. The oldest ballad on this set is 900 years old. And some of the most recent one, Chris was making a joke about recent tunes. The most recent tune on here is the early 20th century. So that, and then of course, one tune I should add by my hero and many folks' heroes in the ballad tradition, Jean Ritchie, a more recent song. We wanted to represent her repertoire. When I was a kid, I grew up in the folk revival, and Joan Baez, Bob Dylan were updating ballads and revising them. But one person stood out for me, and that was Jean Ritchie. One time I took one of her albums on cassette, remember cassettes, guys? With me to a camp. I played that cassette recording of Jean Ritchie singing one of these centuries-old British ballads in the woods with some kids at a summer camp. We sat there and listened to those beautiful, evocative stories being told about gallant knights fighting off wild boars in the woods, which is where we were at the time listening to this. Lo and behold, the deer start gravitating down toward us. The music, albeit telling a dark and violent story, was very peaceable to the animals. They came right up to us and lay down around us. It's a magical moment, and it struck me at that exact moment. I was a younger person that I wanted to revisit this story throughout my life. And so lo and behold, I had the opportunity to work with this great talent to put out this album, Big Ben Killing. And again, thanks so much for the opportunity to Chris and Bill and the Bells, and of course the Birthplace of Country Music Museum and the Alliance for hosting this tonight. And Farm and Fun Time, such an honor to be here. Well, with no further ado, let's celebrate the Appalachian ballad tradition tonight. Thank you.
Ted Olson, everybody. All right, our first featured artist on tonight's show has been performing Appalachian ballads and old-time songs since she was 11 years old. Raised in rural Retreat, Virginia, where her family and friends encouraged her to sing in traditional styles, attend old-time fiddlers conventions, and share her gift of voice and musicianship with the world. She tours now regularly across the U.S. and beyond with her group Anna and Elizabeth, coming off with a brand new spectacular recent release of The Invisible Comes to Us on Smithsonian Folkways. That's a hard one to say. On Smithsonian Folkways. We're so happy to have with us this evening on Farm and Fun Time, Elizabeth LaPrelle, everybody.
Thanks so much for having me, and thank you all for listening. I'm going to start with the song that I sing that is on the Big Bend Killing, which is called The West Virginia Mine Disaster. Ted just mentioned Jean Ritchie's work, and not only was she an amazing singer of her family's songs, she was a collector, a scholar, and she also wrote incredible songs and added to the tradition. So this is one that Jean Ritchie wrote, The West Virginia Mine Disaster. Oh, say, did you see him? It was early this morning. He passed by your houses on his way to the coal. He was tall, he was slender, and his dark eyes so tender. His occupation was mining, West Virginia his home. It was just before noon, I was feeding the children. Ben Mosley came running to bring us the news. Number 8 was all flooded, many men were in danger, and we don't know their number, but we fear they're all doomed. I picked up the baby and I left all the others to comfort each other and to pray for their own. There is Tommy, 14, and there's John, not much younger, and their time soon is coming to go down the dark hole. Oh, what will I say to his poor little children? And what will I tell his old mother at home? And what will I say to my heart that's clear broken? To my heart that's clear broken, if my darling is gone. If I had the money to do more than just feed them, I'd give them good learning, the best could be found. So when they growed up, they'd be checkers and weighers, and not spend their whole life in the dark underground. Oh, say, did you see him? It was early this morning. He passed by your houses on his way to the coal. He was tall, he was slender, and his dark eyes so tender. His occupation was mining. West Virginia, his home. Thanks so much. This is going to jump back several hundred years to a much older ballad. I have a lot of, I think a lot about ballads, and I love to talk about them. I'm trying to not do that as much as I sing, but what amazes me is that an amazing narrative song can be written about an experience like that, which was happening in Jean Ritchie's life and in her time, and even now sometimes in our time. But as Ted was mentioning also, these songs can have a real ancient, mythic, almost fairy tale quality. And this next song, House Carpenter, I'll just say that there's a character that tempts another character into a compromising position. And in some versions of this song, not this one, but in some versions that character transforms into the devil with a cloven hoof. So you can have that image in your mind as you're listening to the sweet words of this charmer. Well met, cried an old true love. Well met, cried he. I've just returned from the salt, salt sea. It's all for the love of thee. Well, I could have married the king's daughter dear, and I'm sure she'd have married me. But I've forsaken all their crowns of gold. It's all for the love of thee. If you could have married the king's daughter dear, I'm sure that you are to blame. For I am married to a house carpenter, and I think he's a nice young man. Will you forsake your house carpenter and come along with me? I'll take you where the grass grows green on the banks of Sicily. What have you got to maintain me upon, to keep me from slavery? 7 ships that are all upon dry land, 7 more upon the sea. Well, she picked up her little tender babe, and kisses gave it 3. Said, stay at home, my tender little babe, keep your daddy company. She dressed herself so fine in the silk, so glorious to behold, and every town as she walked down, she shined like the glittering gold. They hadn't been a-sailing but about 2 weeks. I know that it was not 3 when our old lady, she began to weep. She wept most bitterly. Are you weeping for for your house or your land? Do you weep for your native shore? Or are you weeping for your house carpenter, whose face you'll never see anymore? Oh, I'm not weeping for my house carpenter, nor yet for my native shore, but I am weeping for my tender little babe, whose face I'll never see anymore. They had been a-sailing but about 3 weeks. I know that it was not more. Our old ship, well, she sprang a leak, and she sank to rise no more. What hills are those, my love, so white as any snow? Those are the hills of heaven, my love, where all good people go. What hills are those, my love, so black as any crow? Well, those are the hills of hell, my love, where you and I must go. Thanks. I just got to Virginia yesterday, and boy, did the temperature drop. And there was snow blowing all around and, making like glitter in the sunlight this morning when I woke up. And so as I was driving down here, I was thinking about songs that take place in the cold. And this is actually an Irish ballad called "The Month of January." It was in the month of January, the hills were white with snow, when over hills and valleys my true love he did go. It was there he spied a pretty young girl with a salt tear in her eye. She had a baby in her arms, and bitter she did cry. Oh, cruel was my father to bar the door on me, and cruel was my mother, this dreadful crime to see, and cruel was my own true love to change his mind for gold, and cruel was the winter wind that pierced my heart with cold. For the taller that a palm tree grows, the sweeter is the bark, and the fairer that a young man speaks, the falser is his heart. He will kiss you and caress you till he thinks he has you won. Then he'll go away and leave you all for some other one. So come all you pretty ready, fair young maids, a warning take by me. And never try to build your nest at the top of a high tree, for the roots they all will wither, and the branches all decay, and the beauty of a fair young man soon will fade away. Month of January. Thank you. I think I'm going to sing two more. They're short. And they're both from the repertoire of one of my favorite singers, Texas Gladden, who grew up in Saltville, Virginia. And then when she got married at the age of 16 or 17, which is a very excellent elopement story, which I won't tell now, but I learned because of a recording of Texas telling the story, and also from meeting her family and talking about that. Anyway, after her marriage, she moved to Salem, Virginia, and that's where Alan Lomax came to visit her and recorded many, many songs that she knew. And this one is very short. It's called Cold Mountains. We're staying on theme here. And she said that when she was growing up, she worked in a factory with some other young women, and the young people that she knew would, they would fall in love, and then they would have a falling out with their boyfriend or their girlfriend or whatever, and then that was when they would ask her to sing a real love song, a sad love song, and that's what Cold Mountains is about. Cold mountains, they are here around me. Cold waters gliding down the stream. Oh, in my sleep I think I find him, but when I wake, it's all a dream. True, when I wake and cannot find him, all on my bed I weep and moan, just like the raindrops without numbering. It's all because I'm left alone. I hate the time when I must leave you. I hate the time when we must part. Although I've loved you without measuring, I'll give my hand. You have my heart. Cold Mountains. And finally, a lullaby that Texas would sing. She had 9 children, many grandchildren, and I had the great fortune of going with my musical collaborator Anna to the Gladden family reunion. It's a family of great storytellers and musicians and really good cooks. So here's a song that Texas would sing to her children and grandchildren. called Whole Heap of Little Horses. Go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, you little baby. When you wake, get some cake and ride them pretty little horses. A black and a bay, a sorrel and a gray, whole heap of little horses. Black and a bay, a sorrel and a gray, whole heap of little horses. Little old horse, little old cow, ambling around on the old hay mow. Little old horse, he took a chew. Darned if I don't, said the old cow too. Go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, you little baby. When you wake, get some cake and ride them pretty little horses. A black and a bay, a sorrel and a gray, whole heap of little horses. Black and a bay, a sorrel and a gray, whole heap of little horses. Shh. Thanks for listening.
Elizabeth LaPrelle, everybody. She's incredible. For more information, check out her website. She's got a new record with Anna called The Invisible Comes to Us. She's just an amazing creative spirit, and I want to mention she used to host a show called The Floyd Radio Show that's really influential to what we do here at Farm and Fun Time as well. So it's just an honor to have her here on Farm and Fun Time. And now talk about a juxtaposition. We're going to get you a word from our sponsor, Window World Tri-Cities.
Basebows, double hung and sliders. Window World, they're your window provider. Their selection, it just keeps getting wider. Of basebows, double hung and sliders.
Yes, for basebows, double hung and sliders. It's Window World, where all products are custom built and American made. For free in-home consultation, windowworldtricities.com.
Basebows, double hung sliders. Window World, they're your window provider. Their selection, it just keeps getting wider. Of basebows, double hung and sliders.
Thank you, Window World. That's it. All right, folks, our next group, the Old Time Ramblers, is a band comprised of students from East Tennessee State University Old Time program, a program I'm a proud graduate of, as are a bunch of the folks who are performing tonight. Students in that program that study old time music at ETSU enjoy researching the music they perform and learn about the people and places where the music comes from. The program is led by Roy Andrade and has a new record releasing January 17th called Old Time Music. And 3 members of the current band are in their first year here at ETSU. Please give a big old Farm and Fun Time welcome to the ETSU Old Time Ramblers, everybody.
What a beautiful thought I am thinking concerning a great speckled bird. Remember, her name is recorded on the pages of God's precious word. With all the other all so very much. The Old Time Ramblers, that's us. We're so thrilled to get to be here with you tonight on Farm and Fun Time. For those of you who are wondering, that's not Farm and Furniture, as some of us have misread. That's an easy.
I read it fast, you know?
It's an easy mistake, Emily. We're just so thrilled to get to be here, and we hope you enjoy some of our songs, like this next one we're going to do for you. It's called Southern Moon. Well, thank you all so very much. We're going to move along and get you introduced to everybody so you can attach our voices to our faces or attach our names to our voices if you're listening to us.
Via radio.
Via radio, that's right. I hope you're listening to us anyways. I'll get started with this lovely young lady standing next to me playing the mandolin. This is my beautiful identical twin, Emily Roper.
Thank you.
This is her first year at ETSU, and
I'm enjoying it. It's a good program.
that's right, we've got teachers in the audience. So. And playing the fiddle for you, he plays a mean waltz and can give you all kinds of advice on how to make your brownies taste better.
This is very true.
Whether you ask for that advice or not, he's got it and he'll give it to you. Mr. Zebulon Darty. Well, doing most of the talking, singing, and guitar playing for you guys tonight, it's my beautiful identical twin, the democratically elected leader of this bunch. It's Miss Hannah Roper. Thank you. Playing the 5-string, pulling some righteous tone on it for you guys today. It's Mr. Connor. I left my truck in the shop, so I hitched a ride with Hannah and Emily Vlietstra.
Thank you very much. we're going to get a ballad in with, in conjunction with today's theme. It's an old American ballad entitled The Dying Hobo, which is it's based off of an old English poem from the Romantic era. And this song became two different songs that you probably know. One, The Big Rock Candy Mountain.
Woo! Yeah! Oh, yeah.
And The Little Streams of Whiskey.
Woo!
Yeah, and that was good enthusiasm for those two songs. All right, and we're gonna play it now. I'm singing from the earliest known lyrics of this song, which I could find, which are from a article in the Sacramento Daily from 1895, explaining that it was incredibly truthfully found at a vacated cell from a couple of tramps who had just escaped. It was at a Western water tank on a cold November day. Within an empty boxcar, a dying hobo lay. His partner stood beside him with sad eyes, drooping head, and patiently he listened as his dying hobo said, "I'm going," said the hobo, "to a land that's fair and bright, where the weather's always warm enough to sleep outdoors at night, where the handouts grow on bushes and folks in there comb their locks, and the little streams of alcohol come running down the rocks." Front Street sweetheart, but next her face you'll view that I've caught the great eternal freight, I'm going to ride it through. Go tell her not to weep for me, no sad eyes, tears to lurk, for I'm going to a country fair where no man has to work. I hear the engines whistle, I'll catch it on the fly. Oh, heaven bless your dear old pard, it is so hard to die. He dropped his head, he bowed his eyes, and never spoke again. His partner left and jumped the beam of an eastbound tourist train.
Well, that was a mighty fine job, Connor. Thank you for that. Well, we have a fiddle tune for you coming up from Mr. Zebulon. You want to tell him something about this?
Well, if you remember anything about this song, the one thing that you need to remember is that birds of a feather stick together. Y'all ready?
Of course. again, that was Zebulon Darty from Bluff City, Tennessee for you. On a Fiddlin' Arthur Smith tune called the Peacock Rag. Well, I think we've got time for one more. You know what they say, folks. Time runs away like a porcupine on a conveyor belt. And it brought us to the end of this segment of our segment of this show. And so we're going to close out for you on a song with a moral called Keep on the Sunny Side of Life. There's a sunny side where no wheels be tied on the road that we must go. There are pleasant vales, verdant hills and dales where sweet flowers ever grow. On the happy, happy, sunny, sunny verdant dales where the sweet glad ever there prevails, where the sunshine lingers on the gondola view of the happy sunny side of life. There are shady dales where no gladness dwells, and the clouds obstruct the view. But a brighter way, like the light of day, is awaiting there for you. On the happy, sunny, sunny verdant dales, where the sweet glad ever there prevails, where the sunshine lingers on the gondola view of the happy, sunny side of life. So let us sing a song as we go along. Let us banish care and strife, that the world may know as we onward go, there's a sunny side of life. Oh, the happy, happy, sunny, sunny, verdant dales, where the sweet glad ever there prevails, where the sunshine lingers on the gondola view of the happy, sunny side of life, where the sunshine lingers on the gondola view of the happy, sunny side of life.
The ETSU Old Time Ramblers. A big thanks to Emily, Hannah, Zeb, and Connor. Of course, they come from the Old Time program over at East Tennessee State University. And if you're just tuning in, folks, we're doing a special Farm and Fun Time this month, celebrating artists of Big Bend killing, Appalachian balladry tradition. And our next guest this evening comes to us from Charleston, West Virginia. John Lilly, a celebrated songwriter, singer, and masterful yodeler. An expert of early country music styles, channeling voices of America's past, like Jimmy Rogers, Hank Williams, and others. John's been bringing his love for early country music to audiences for decades, playing with the likes of Ralph Blizzard, his honky-tonk band Blue Yonder, as well as a notable solo career. If Hank Williams had a sunny disposition, it would be John Lilly, folks. Please make welcome to Farm and Fun Time our good friend, Mr. John Lilly.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you all.
place where I was born and raised. Oh, for 6 long years I've been in trouble. No pleasure here on earth I've found. For in this world I'm bound to ramble. Have no friends to help me now. Oh, it's fare you well, my own true lover. Fear I'll never see you again. For I'm bound to ride that northern railroad. Perhaps I'll die upon the train. Oh, you may bury me in some deep valley. For many years there I'll lay. And you may learn to love another while I am asleep beneath the clay. Oh, friends all know how to be a stranger. A face you may never see no more. But there's one promise that is given. We can meet on the beautiful shore. Thank you. I had the pleasure of recording that song at ETSU with a young student at the Bluegrass Country Music Program named Carl Smakula, who's gone on to play with the Chuck Wagon Gang after graduating from ETSU. And Ted Olson was nice enough to put that on top of Old Smoky collection. So glad to have that opportunity. So I've been to Scotland 3 times, the source of a lot of this music that we're playing. In 2002, was it 2003? The Smithsonian Folklife Festival focused on Scotland, the African country of Mali, and Appalachia. And I met many of the people from ETSU there. And I got to know a lot of the people from Scotland, especially Shetland. And I've been to Scotland 3 times, and they like their whiskey over there. It's a country about the size of West Virginia, where I live, and they have 500 legal distilleries. And you can take a tour every day. And they'll show you how they make their whiskey and how they age it in barrels and talk about a certain amount that gets lost to evaporation over the years that it ages. And they call that the angel's share. I thought that was a beautiful expression, so I wrote a song about the angel's share. In the Highlands of Scotland, from a barrel made of oak, rises a vapor finer than smoke. It floats out the window and up into the air, and the whiskey maker calls it the angel's share. 12 years in the making, aging in the dark, while a band of angels quietly stand guard. The whiskey maker thanks him and says a little prayer as he offers up a toast for the angel's share. The angel's share is more than fair, for the angels help and the angels care. Oh, you can have your whiskey, but please be prepared to set aside a little for the angels' share. They start with the barley, finest to be found, sprouted and roasted to a golden brown. And they add the water from a pure mountain spring, and the mash works its magic while the angels sing. When the spirit is ready, they run it through a still and pour it into barrels till they are filled. Then with the angel's blessing, the whiskey is prepared, all except for the little they call the angel's share. The angel's share is more than fair, for the angels help and the angels care. Oh, you can have your whiskey, but please be prepared to set aside a little for the angel's share. The angel's share is more than fair, for the angels help and the angels care. Oh, you can have your whiskey, but please be prepared to set aside a little for the angels' share. Thank you. So someone told me, just heard a rumor, that y'all like yodeling. Here's a little song I wrote called Yodelin' Joe, and Yodelin' Joe doesn't really exist. Maybe he does in another universe. A song called Yodelin' Joe. Do you know Yodelin' Joe? Hear him yodel anywhere you go, from the mountaintop to the valley below. Hear old Yodelin' Joe. Yodelay-ipty-ay-lay-ipty-o, lay-ipty-ay-lay-ipty-o, lay-o-lo, lay-ipty-o. You can hear old Yodelin' Joe. Do you know Yodelin' Joe makes his home where the tall pines grow, in the bright sunshine when the cold winds blow? Hear old Yodelin' Joe. Yodelay-ipty-ay-lay-ipty-o, lay-ipty-ay-lay-ipty-o, lay-o-lo, lay-ipty-o. You can hear old Yodelin' Joe. Yodelay-o-lo, lay-ipty-ay, lay-o-lo, lay-ipty-ay, lay-o-lo, lay-lo-ipty. Do you know Yodelin' Joe? Yodel is way down to Mexico. Met a little lady, and what do you know? She's Mrs. Yodelin' Joe. Yodelay-ipty-ay, lay-ipty-o, lay-ipty-ay, lay-ipty-o, lay-o-lo, lay-ipty-o, Mrs. Yodelin' Joe. Do you know Yodelin' Joe? Yodel it high, he can yodel it low. Yodel it fast, he can yodel it slow. Hear old Yodelin' Joe. Yodelay, yodel-o, yodelay, yodel-o, yodelay-ipty-ay-lo-dee-o. You can hear old Yodelin' Joe. Yodelay-o-lo, lay-ipty-ay, lay-o-lo, lay-ipty-ay, lay-o-lo, 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 lay-lo-dee. Thank you. Well, I'm pleased to bring up my son, George Lilly. George is a junior at Glenville State College in West Virginia, Glenville, West Virginia, majoring in bluegrass music. They actually have a... And I'm awful proud of him. We're going to sing an old Carter family song called Bury Me Beneath the Willow.
My heart is sad and I am lonely, for the only one I love so she will know where I am sleeping. Then perhaps she'll weep for me. She told me that she dearly loved me. How could I believe it untrue? Until the angels whispered to me, she will prove untrue to you. Oh, bury me beneath the willow, under the weeping willow tree, so she will know where I am sleeping. Then perhaps she'll weep for me. Tomorrow was to be our wedding, God. Oh God, where could she be? She's out a courting with another, and no longer cares for me. Oh, bury me beneath the willow, under the weeping willow tree, so she will know where I'm sleeping. Then perhaps she'll weep for me. Oh, bury me beneath the willow, under the weeping willow tree, so she will know where I'm sleeping. Then perhaps she'll weep for me.
Thank you. We got one more song for you, and I don't have much to say about this song. It's a fun one. George is going to play the mandolin on it. I wrote this song. I don't know why I wrote this song. So we could sing it, I guess. I have some CDs for sale I'd love to send you home with. This song's not on. Anyway, this is one called I'm Much Better Now. Start over. Now last time I seen you, I was falling apart. I was coming unglued, I was taking it hard, gathering pieces of my broken heart. But I'm much better now. I'm much better now. Making them plans. I've been going out there and learning to dance. I'm picking up and putting down. Yeah, I'm much better now. Now last time I seen you, my eyes are all red. I was drunk and disorderly, sore and upset. Couldn't forgive and I wouldn't forget, but I'm much better now. I'm much better now. I've been making plans. I've been going out town and learning to dance. I'm picking up and putting them down. I'm much better now. Now last time I seen you, I was crying out loud. I was failing and flailing and fixing to drown. headed for hell. I was half the way down, but I'm much better now.
I'm much better now. I've been making big plans. I've been going outside. I've been learning to dance. I'm picking up my five and putting her down. I'm much better now. I'm much better now. I've been making big plans. I've been going outside. I've been learning to dance. I'm picking up my five and putting her down. Yeah, I'm
Much better now. Thank you all.
John and George, Lilly, everybody. All right. And now, time for a word from one of our great sponsors, Friends of Southwest Virginia. Everything okay back there?
I hope so. Things are getting a little hot back here.
All right. Well, we are getting close to the end of the show, folks. Everybody enjoying the show thus far? All right. Friends of Southwest Virginia.
Hot peg here.
Uh-oh. Maybe I should just do an a cappella ballad version of it.
1, 2, 3.
No matter time or season, there will always be a reason to see a different side of Virginia. We think that it's your duty to explore this place of beauty. Come and see a different side of Virginia.
This message is brought to you by Friends of Southwest Virginia, an organization committed to preserving, promoting, and presenting the cultural and natural assets of the 19 counties in our region. Visit myswva.org to discover a different side of Virginia.
If you needed one more reason to visit this here region, farm and fun time broadcast from Southwest Virginia.
Thank you, Friends of Southwest Virginia. All right. Folks, we're going to get a special treat tonight, thumping away here with Bill and the Bells. She's sat in with us for a few times here on Farm and Fun Time. This is Hazy Siako, everybody. Make her welcome. She sang a song. She was also another one who was included on Big Bend Killing and did a wonderful rendition of a really popular ballad called Oh Me Wise, and Kalia Yeagle on the fiddle, by the way. They're going to do that version right now.
I'll tell you all the story about Omi Wise, how she was deluded by John Lewis's lies. He told her to meet him at Adams' spring. He'd bring her some money and some other fine things. He brought her no money, no
Hazy Siako and Kalia Yeagle. All right, folks. Time for our final act of the evening. We've got a Tri-Cities favorite with us here this evening. Self-professed Southern Gothic songster based out of Johnson City, Tennessee. Amythyst Kiah has been turning heads with her commanding voice and mastery on the guitar and banjo. She effortlessly navigates across genres, blending blues, old-time country music, R&B, and more. Her new release, Our Native Daughters, on the Smithsonian Folkways, curated by Rhiannon Giddens, releases in just about a month. We're thrilled to have with us here on Farm and Fun Time for the first time tremendous, tremendous talent, Amythyst Kiah, everybody.
I made a mess up here, so pardon me for 1 second. There we go. All right, we're in business now.
Going round, nowhere to go.
Thank you all so much. This is a pleasure to be here at the Farm and Fun Time show. As Chris said, it's my first time here. It's not my first time playing in this theater, and it's been about a year or so. And what a great room! This is a beautiful sounding room, and it's just amazing to be back in here again and to be back on this show. So thank you all for coming. That last one was from a woman named Vera Hall. She was a domestic worker from Livingston, Alabama, and she was recorded by John Lomax back in the 1930s. Some of you might have heard that, and you might remember Natural Blues by Moby, and that he actually used that field recording to create that song. And then the second verse is one that I wrote, so I'd like to think in some capacity I collaborated with her in some weird sense. So, but this next one is it's one that I wrote, and it's about a situation I was in that fortunately it ended, and it's called The Worst. My Thank you. Dig a hole in the meadow, dig a hole in the cocoa ground. Dig a hole in the meadow. Gonna lay down and pour it down. Wake up, Donna Corey, what makes sleep so sound? The revenue officer's coming, gonna tell you still have well, the first time I saw Donna Corey, she was sitting on the banks of the sea. 44 wrapped around her body and a banjo on her knee. Dig a hole in the meadow, dig a hole, cocoa ground. Dig a hole in the meadow. We're gonna lay down and pour it down. We're gonna lay down and pour it down. We're gonna lay down and pour it down. Go away, darling Corey, quit hanging round my bed. The liquor has ruined my body. Pretty woman gone to my head. Dig a hole in the meadow, dig a hole in the cocoa ground. Dig a hole in the meadow. Gonna lay down and pour it down. Can you hear them bluebirds singing? Can you hear that mournful sound? The preaching Corey's funeral, some lonesome graveyard ground. Dig a hole in the meadow, dig a hole, cocoa ground. Dig a hole in the meadow. We're gonna lay down and pour it down. We're gonna lay down and pour it down. We're gonna lay down and pour it Thank y'all so much again. So I'll do 3 more. The last 2, I'm gonna have Roy Andrade come out and play banjo with me. We recorded a couple of songs together on Big Ben Killing, which I'm very honored that Ted Olson asked both of us to be part of this incredible project, and everybody that sang and played on it. It's just a beautiful record. If you've not listened to it, it's right out there. You should go buy a copy. It's an amazing record, truly. So this is a new one that I wrote that'll be on an album that will be out later next year, or hopefully this year, really. Depends on a few things, but this is one that I haven't really played out as much because when I wrote it, I was in a very raw state, and it's hard. I guess it's sometimes you write a song and you record it, but sometimes it's hard to do it and not be in the space and still be able to hold your composure and perform the song. So I do have a cheat sheet up here in case I forget lyrics. But at any rate, this is a song I wrote earlier last year, and it's called 100 Miles. Want these tears to stop, 'cause I am going blind. I am going blind. Darling, is this ending? 'Cause these chilly winds do blow. As in early winter sets in. Darling, are you hurting? Please don't go away. Of the voices coming in, can you hear mine? I know I can't promise much, but my hand in yours. No matter where I go, my love stays, be sure. My love stays, be sure. Darling, if you're listening from 100 miles away, know that nothing has changed except these chilly winds. Take them away. Thank you. Thank y'all so much. All right, Mr. Roy Andrade. He was my band instructor for like 5 or 6 semesters, probably.
5 or 6 years.
It was a while. Yeah, probably longer than that. It all runs together after a while. But yeah, I was in the old time Pride band at ETSU for many years, and he's an incredible instructor, incredible banjo player, and it was amazing to be in that band, and it really set the stage for to help me become a performer, because I was a closet musician for 10 years prior to being in a band at ETSU, so I had a huge learning curve, but it was great, and I'm glad I was part of it. And to see him bring this and to see him bring these youngins out here, they sound amazing. They sound amazing. So, yeah. So bluegrass old time country music is going strong, which is good to see. So yeah. So I guess we'll do one of the songs we recorded from Big Ben Killing. It's John Henry. This will be the last song of the set. Thanks to Farmer and Fun Time for having us here tonight to play for you all. And thank you all for coming and supporting Bristol, supporting the museum, supporting country music. Thank y'all. We appreciate it. Now, this is a song that we played back in the Old Time Pride Band days. So it was cool to, after being a few years out of the program, when Ted asked us to come and record this song, I was like, this is really cool, because we always talked about we'd never really recorded a version of it. So this was a really great opportunity to be able to do this song and have it etched in memory. So yeah, this one's called Pretty Polly.
Polly, pretty Polly, come go along with me. Polly, pretty Polly, come go along with me. Before we get married, some pleasure to see. My mind it is to marry and never part. My mind is to marry and never depart. First time I saw you, you wounded my heart. She jumped up behind him in a way they did right. She jumped up behind him in a way they did right, leaving her loved ones and family behind. He led her across mountains and valleys so deep. He led her across mountains and valleys so deep. Poor little Polly could do nothing but weep. Oh, William, sweet William, I'm afeard of your ways. William, sweet William, I'm afeard of your ways. Afraid you will lead my poor body astray. Well, Polly, pretty Polly, your guess is about right. Polly, pretty Polly, your guess is about right. Dag on your grief, the best part of last night. They came to a clearing, and what did she spy? They came to a clearing, and what did she spy? Newly the grave with the spade lying by. She fell to her knees, Lord, she begged for her life. She fell on her knees, she begged for her life. Let me be a single girl if I can't be your wife. Well, Polly, pretty Polly, that never can be. Polly, pretty Polly, that never can be. You never brought nothing but trouble to me. He stabbed her in the heart, and the heart's blood did flow. He stabbed her through the heart, and the heart's blood did flow. And into that great pretty Polly did go. He threw some dirt over her and started home. Threw some dirt over her and started for home, leaving nothing but the turtle doves and the wild birds to mourn. They got on his boat, Lord, no time to repent. He got on his boat, Lord, no time to repent. But the boat struck a rock, to the bottom it went. There he saw pretty Polly, all in gauze of blood. He saw pretty Polly, all in gauze of blood, and in her small arms a sweet baby she held. And he screamed and he hollered and soon passed away. He screamed and he hollered and he soon passed away. Dead to the devil, sweet William did pay.
And of course, be on the lookout for her new release project, Our Native Daughters, on Smithsonian Folkways. And also, Amythyst has a new solo record coming out soon as well that we will all be looking forward to. No doubt about that. Did you all enjoy the show? Good. Support for Farm and Fun Time is made possible by HVAC and Ed Hill, full-service specialty contractor offering a full complement of building solutions for plumbing, heating, ventilation, building automation, geothermal, solar, wind, and more. For more information, visit hvacbristol.com. All right. Thank you, HVAC. We want to thank all the tremendous artists who came out tonight to celebrate Big Bend Killing. A big thanks to Amythyst Kiah, John Lilly, Elizabeth LaPrelle, the ETSU Old Time Ramblers, Ted Olson, Roy Andrade. Ben Bateson, the engineer for that project, is right over yonder. Say hey to him. I'm going to switch mics. We also want to thank ASD, HVAC, and Ed Hill, ARCD, Window World Tri-Cities, Friends of Southwest Virginia, our engineer Josh Littleton, and the whole Radio Bristol team who put on a tremendous show every month. Big hand for them. And of course, our live in-studio audience and all the folks listening and watching wherever you may be, we appreciate you. We can't do it without you. So thanks for tuning in. Next month, we've got another great show back into the normal Farm and Fun Time sort of thing. We've got Rachel Bayman of Free Dirt Records. She's coming from Nashville. And we've got Tri-City's own Beth Snap here as well. It's going to be a great show. Don't forget to check out the extension program, the Farm and Fun Time Noon Show, made possible by Permatile Concrete Products. From all of us here at Radio Bristol, we'll see you next time here on Farm and Fun Time, and we'll take you out with a Tennessee song, as we always do. We started with the Virginia tune. Here's our Tennessee one.
1, 2.
Take me back to Tennessee. Take me back to Tennessee. Take me back to Tennessee. There is where I long to be.
Thank you for tuning in to Radio Bristol's Farm and Fun Time, made possible by Eastman Credit Union. Wherever life takes you, ECU is by your side. To hear more from Radio Bristol, download our app or visit us at listenradiobristol.org. I'm your host, Chris Trulson, along with Bill and the Bells, thanking you for listening to Radio Bristol's Farm and Fun Time. Thank you, everybody. All right. Thank you so much, everybody. And